build off that when you mentioned because you mentioned something where you're talking about to retain money or make money. Also, peace of mind. Like carrying these groceries and all this extra shit that's 100%. Like cooking you and, you know, spreading all your resources thin is also fucking up your mental where, like I said, while you're trying to scale or launch or be better, you're not able to because your bandwidth is fucking exhausted. 100%. So you're not able to retain money or even retain your best self 100%. To go forward type
or
shit.
Give energy in other pockets.
Yeah.
Like you've been struggling to carry this for so much. Imagine how many micro motherfucking negotiations you got to have with your kid's mom, with your kids, with family members, with your lady. It's all these different micro negotiations got to take place because you won't get rid of your bad habits. Get rid of them fucking bad habits so that they won't no longer be stifling you and holding you back, so that as you start to grow and develop, you can realize like, all right, now I have the capacity, now I have the room and the opportunity and the finances, so that what used to be me carrying 150 pounds, I got the money to move that without having to do nothing because I've worked myself to be able to do that. So it's like, you can't be embarrassed to struggle. Like, so many men could be so farther along in life if they were just not embarrassed to struggle in front of people. Like, I really had to dig deep within myself and internalize and say, you know what? I don't have to be the guy with the most money in my circle. I don't have to be the one putting up the most towards the tab when we go out. I don't have to carry every single responsibility for everybody that bring me a problem. I got to get me right, because when it's all said and done, I'm the one looking at me who don't have it. And now I got to sit here and try to figure out who I can lean on. But if I would have just leaned on me from the beginning, it would have made it less likely that I had to lean on anybody else, and to what magnitude and what that looked like. So being willing to get rid of my apartments, being willing to go from driving these type of cars to just having a car, it's what allowed me to get forward. And it's like not caring what people think, actually being proud of myself during that season. Remember being back at my mom crib in the middle room. You saw the big picture. Yeah, I'm back in my mom crib in the middle room. I'm embarrassed to date. I'm like, I don't even want to bring a chick in here to see what type of predicament I'm in. But I'm like, at the same time, if I find a chick that's kind of walking through this season with me, then I know like, all right, this is where we at with it. But it was more so not like embarrassed, like I wasn't comfortable. It was more so like, I don't even want to be the type of man that fucks up. I'm grown to have sex at my mom crib at this big ass age. I'm not comfortable with that. Am I knocking the people that do it? That's not for me to do. But at some point, it should click like, yo, you know what? Let me take on the responsibility of having a rent. Let me take on if you never had that. But if you had and they had to scale back, give yourself a year. Most men take a step back like, yeah, 90 days, I'm trying to get back. Bro, give yourself a year. Why make it 90 when you could give yourself 365? What's the difference? It's nothing that you need. It's like, what you gonna get right back to your bad habits? Oh, I just want to get back to having chicks over. I just want to get back to no. Get yourself, if you want to give yourself 3 months, time that shit by 4, give yourself 12 months and see how much progress you make. See how much farther along you can get. And then all of these things that was once a thing that was costing or making you feel over leveraged essentially is now something that you could just afford to do because you didn't get yourself the time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I remember a funny story. So like you said you talking about scaling cars down. I remember I went, like I said, I can be a little extreme. Yeah. I went and said, I'm not driving. Cause at the time, so you know, I had a car since I was 16. Around when I was like 24, 25, whatever. I was like, man, you know, at the time my car was older, kept having everybody know when money is an issue, when the car fuck you over, that's the last thing you need. Yeah. Like, so my car kept having an issue. I'm like, fuck this shit. Yeah. I'm not driving this shit anymore. I'm back on the bus and the train to go to work. Fuck it. Yeah. And I'll just, during this season, I'm just not doing as much. I'll just chill, whatever. And my wife, she makes fun of me to this day because she thought it was such an extreme thing. Like, it's like, we was like, I don't know why you would, but I can be extreme sometimes. But funny part was I learned in real time that you know, the law that you can't have a car without it being insured or something like that or whatever. Yeah. So I like lost my registration, had to pay all this money to get it back, whatever. And I was like,
this money probably was $275, but at the time I get it.
No, that shit was like I think it was like $6 or something like that. Whatever. And still, in grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. But that time, that might have been $6,000. I'm like, and you know what I did? In my immature, poor decision ways, I said, fuck that car. I'm not paying that shit. And so that was my version of my, you know, lesser years of scaling back. I understood like this current trajectory and pace wasn't sustainable and it wasn't doing me any well. It was doing me a disservice.
100%.
So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I need to make an extreme decision to see what the fuck can happen. Because although you don't even change or try to pivot, you don't even know what could be on the other side of that, whatever. And we speak about how the gym could.
You about to pivot?
Because before, go ahead. I'll kind of add a layer to it. Yeah, but we speak a lot how the gym could be a metaphor.
100%.
Also, I feel, you know, we did our shout out to our pod cleanse and fast that time, whatever. I think more people should do fasting.
100%.
Because it gives you your body that shock to the system 100%. To be like, all right, maybe I was indulging a little bit too much. Maybe I was, and 100%. That mental discipline can be applied in multiple ways of your life, multiple facets of your life.
100%. No, I feel like I think I a little bit kind of went away, but it's gonna come back to me. But no, what I was about to say was in regard to like people, dang.
Damn it.
No, it's cool. It's cool. But ultimately, it was just going to be in regards to, it was another play on discipline as far as in just men just understanding. And I'll get back to it. We'll circle back around the block. But to your point about that shock factor, it definitely will, your body will be like, what the fuck is going on? And I feel like committing to that, it's so many agreements that you break from having not good habits to being able to create good habits. And then it's like, people want to say they want to be wealthy, they want to be rich, but they don't understand that you have a hole in your cup. And the only person that can patch the hole up is you. Can't nobody else patch the hole up that's in your cup but you. And it comes from you putting a lid on it. Stop spending. Stop. You follow what I'm saying? Stop don't mean like, it's like unnecessarily, essentially. And like, you know, just kind of like reiterating that, don't be embarrassed to take a step back, bro. Like, I feel like that's really what hinders a lot of men's personal growth and development is because their ego, you know, and our ego, it'll stop us from doing a necessary work, making the necessary sacrifices that's required. Because it's like, if you're not living your dream life, then what is you fighting for? If you're not driving your dream car, if you're not living in your dream house, in your dream apartment, condo, loft, digging your dream woman, then what are you struggling for?
Yeah, you got room to play with to figure some shit out.
Why? No, fuck room to figure it out. What are you fighting for? Why are you fighting to maintain a lifestyle and it's not your dream lifestyle? Like, that's the type of commitment you make when you living out your dream. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm living out my dream life and it's like, all right, I got to work harder. I got to do this. I got to do that to be able to maintain my dream. But most of the time it just be an image. Most of the time it just be a certain status and an affiliation and association to a lifestyle that was created. And now you've received the benefits of it. So now you have to maintain it. But you sit here financing a $20,000 lifestyle on a fucking $60K salary. So now you got them extreme highs and them extreme lows. And it's like, when you feel low, you feel like you can't even pop out because people know you to be here. But if you kind of just let that go and say, you know what, I'm dissociating myself from that identity in total. And what can I do with over the course of a year or 2 or 3 years or whatever the case may be, saying like, let me push towards my dream life. And in doing so, there's going to be minor accomplishments. That's like, all right, I went from here to here. I went from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, from a 2-bedroom to an RA house, from an RA house to a better house, from a better house to a better house in a better neighborhood. Next thing you know, you keep growing gradually, you at your mansion. But motherfuckers don't want to leave a condo. And it's like, you paying $3,000 a month for the condo, but you really only occupying $200 worth of it. So you can go get you a smaller space and literally take that other $1,800 and invest it into something else that will become more lucrative, so that when you do get back there, you there without feeling like you spending $36,000 a year on rent type shit.
Facts. So speaking of, like, you know, in a